Has there ever been a time in your life where you were chasing a goal and you did your due diligence? You built the perfect plan, you built the schedule, and you even prepared the night before, but you still ran into a big problem. You just didn't feel like doing it. And as a result, you either just sit there looking productive or you try to avoid the work as a whole, which ultimately causes you to remain stagnant. Hello, welcome back to JC's Learning Edge for another Friday deep dive. I'm so glad that you all are here. I'm most excited about today's topic. We're going to talk about what to do when I don't feel like it. I feel like it was a very practical topic, and we've all been here at some point in time in our lives. So I ask you give me the next about 7 minutes, lock in, get your notes out, do whatever you got to do, because I truly believe that this lesson will not only be motivational but transformational. Let's get right into it. My first point is the feeling. Y'all say it with me. The feeling. Let's talk about what is this feeling. What when you break it down, what is this feeling? It's when you've already done all of the planning. You didn't set the alarms. You didn't bought the equipment. You didn't already listen to all the motivational videos, and you even already have envisioned yourself reaching your goal. It's after all that stuff. But it's when the obstacle between you and your goals is staring you right in the face. And that's the execution. Or if you want to say to make it simpler, the work. The thing about it is, you have every intention to do it. But when the time comes, that feeling takes over and you give into it. That feeling of just not wanting to do it, that feeling of just, I don't know, it seems like a mental block that's stopping, it literally feels like it's stopping you from picking up a pencil and starting writing. Like it's a real thing. And I'll give you a practical example. When it comes to working out, when you bought the equipment or when you bought the gym membership, you had every intention on using it. But that feeling started to creep in. The I don't want to do it. The I'm too tired, or this is going to hurt or be uncomfortable feeling crept in. And I know for me, there's been times where I went in the basement with every intention to get a good workout in. But I went down them stairs, I looked at that equipment, and I said, nah. And I went right back up the stairs. So trust me, I know this feeling is a real thing. So let's get to my second point. Let's talk about the cause of this feeling. The easy one is you're unmotivated. That's the easy one. You don't have a why behind the goal you're trying to reach. But I want you to look at this perspective. The cause can be that you're in unfamiliar territory. I'm going to say that again. The cause can be that you're in unfamiliar territory. Think about it. You're trying to force yourself to do something that you don't normally do. So your brain interprets that as danger, which puts you in fight or flight mode. But since there's nothing to fight, you flight. You get out of there. You avoid the work. Or even you could be sitting at the desk, but you got another tab open. You're doing something else. Also, your brain can misinterpret this as a traumatic moment. So even when you think about doing the work, your brain sends shockwaves through your body saying, don't do that. You remember what happened last time, or this is going to hurt. So I know this is a lot of information to take in, and you're probably thinking, man, I got a real problem here. But don't worry, there's a solution. That's my third point, the solution. The first solution I would give you is identify it. Figure out the cause behind the feeling. For example, when it came to working out, I realized that, I'm doing something new, which means it's uncomfortable. For years, I trained myself not to work out by not working out. I trained my body that this is what we do. We chill. So you must understand that breaking old habits and building new ones are tough. It's going to be tough. You're going to have some resistance. Now, the second solution is consistency. And I know what you're saying, but I know what you're saying, JC. The problem is that I don't want to do it. You talking about being consistent in doing it, but I don't want to do it. That's the problem. I don't feel like doing it. But hear me. If you make a decision to just do it, it will eventually change your thought process. So if you push yourself to work out for a month or two, and I know that seems just man, but listen, if you push yourself to work out for a month or two, that feeling starts to shift a little bit because you trained yourself to believe I'm a person who works out. So when you think about working out or when you go see the workout equipment, your brain knows you're in a safe space. Your body knows this is what we do. So you're not feeling all of that, I don't feel like doing it. Oh, this is going to be tough and this and that. Next, I would tell you to just start with 5 minutes. Now, this technique helps push through that initial resistance or that feeling of not wanting to do it. And the good thing about this is that honestly, we usually don't stop at the 5 minutes. So here it is. You didn't want to study at all, but you started with this mindset of, I'll just do 5 minutes. But as you were going, you started to get a little bit of momentum, and you look up, you didn't already done the full 1 hour study session. So that's a great technique to use. Lastly, I would say, and this is very important, get an accountability partner because sometimes we need that external motivation and accountability. I've observed that we are more prone to do something for someone else because of the fear of letting them down before we'll do it for ourselves, which is a good way to start executing. I had to do it when it came to working out. I had friends and we were doing this program. We got up at 8 a.m. every morning. We worked out 7 days a week, got up at 8 a.m. every morning and got to work. Now, if I was just doing that by myself, I wouldn't have kept up with it. But I did that for a month straight, and that program was hard. But because I was doing it with somebody, because I had accountability partners, it made it where I felt that missing a workout session was simply that wasn't possible. I had to make it. I had to do it. Other than that, I didn't want to have to tell them that I did not do it. So again, that fear of letting them down. But eventually, I took ownership of it myself. And this is the place you want to get to. I took ownership of it myself to where I started working out because I didn't want to miss, because I didn't want to let myself down other than other people. But I would definitely say get an accountability partner. That's a great way to start and get over this, help you still execute even when you don't feel like doing it. And this is exactly why I wrote my book, Graduating Half the Time. I show you the importance of an accountability partner and how to choose one effectively. Also, I expound on how to execute in spite of the feeling. So if you're tired of your future being dependent on a feeling, get your copy today. I have the link in the description. I have it both in ebook and paperback version. Go check it out. Now, as I close, I want to challenge you. I want you to listen closely. I want to challenge you to take some time in self reflection and identify why you're feeling like you don't want to do it. Find the cause behind it. Secondly, I want you to just start with 5 minutes, whatever it is. Think about it. Just think about it. If you start with 5 minutes, right, and then you stop once the 5 minutes is done, that's still 5 more minutes than you would have done. So if you just do the 5 minutes, let's say you stop right at 5 minutes, that's still 5 more minutes than you would have done. So if this message has helped you, I need you to do a couple things for me. Number one, like and subscribe. Join the community. I'd love to be one of your accountability partners. Secondly, share this with a friend who could use this great reminder today. And remember, don't allow your future to be dependent on a feeling. And as always, success doesn't shout, it shows up. And I'll see you next week. Bye bye.